Hello everyone, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video, where we have a absolutely phenomenal pack to start. You'll love to see it. We're taking the Ancestral Recall. This card is just so powerful. It only goes in one color of deck, unlike Mana Crypt, which is the second best card in the pack, but it's just so good. Mana Crypt is the second card I would pick. This is phenomenal as well. Very, very good in white aggressive decks and red aggressive decks in particular, where you're attacking their life total, because you do need to have a fast clock. This ability will kill you eventually. There's Counterspell, Watery Grave, Stoneforge Mystic, Grave Titan, Elspeth, Noble Hierarch, all somewhat okay first picks, but we will take the Ancestral. It is a little unfortunate to be passing Counterspell and Watery Grave, but it is what it is. Oh, well, alright, deal. There's a Teferi. I'm taking a Teferi. There's also Glen, Scrubland, Simic Signet, Monastery Mentor, and Swords to Plowshares. They're all reasonable. I really doubt that the Swords to Plowshares will come around, but if it somehow did, I would be very enthusiastic. But I still think we want to take the Teferi here. This is very, very strong. Okay, Thalia is a strong card, but this start doesn't really lend itself towards Thalia. I'm really looking at Gideon, Jura, and Oust here. Both of which are pretty good. Gideon is stronger, but it's more expensive, and we already do have a 5-drop Planeswalker. I do like having cheap interaction to pair with cheap card draw. Yeah, I think Oust is the best pickup here. It's very good against multiple cards in this pack, among other things, like good against Thalia, great against Elder Gargaroth, also good against Trigon Predator. Yeah, we'll take the Oust. Hopefully the Gideon comes around. I think there's a good chance it will, because white will probably be somewhat open, and if there is one white drafter, they'll take Thalia. So yeah, we'll take the Oust here. And now we can take Banishing Light. It looks like blue is not very open. No real surprise there. But we can be a base white deck, splashing blue for card draw. We already have two great pieces of card draw, so not too upset with that situation. Banishing Light is a nice answer. I think Nahiri is the pick here. Sun Titan is not that good. I like Nahiri quite a bit better. And there's also a Wandering Fumarole. It does look like white is the most open color, so we're going to be probably base white. But then if we can splash blue and red, that'll help to shore up some of the weaknesses. There's also like Sensei's Divining Top. But yeah, let's just take the Nahiri. This card's pretty strong. If the Wandering Fumarole comes around, I'll be very happy. That's probably unlikely, but it shouldn't be too hard to pick up some red-white fixing. That's not the most popular color combination in general. The reason red-white isn't that popular is base red and base white decks both want to be really aggressive, which makes you want to play a low land count and a lot of cheap spells. And when you're playing decks like that, it becomes a little bit harder to splash. You know, you don't want to be splashing for a Goblin Guide. You want to play your Goblin Guide on turn 1. And same with your Mother of Runes. So that means the plateau tends to go a little bit later than most other man lands, or dual lands. This pack is not very good for us. Hydroid Krasis is the best card, but that's not very easy to cast. Smoldering Egg could be good, but probably won't be. I wish this triggered on all non-creature. If you could remove counters or put counters on this with Planeswalkers, this would be much better for us. There is a land, but it's a very bad land for us at the moment. We could take Nissa and consider pivoting to green, because green does look pretty open, but so does white. I'm going to take the Smoldering Egg here, I think. This could be good depending on how our final build looks, and at the very least, it's a decent blocker. Okay. Do we want to pivot? There's an Uro and an Elvish Mystic, but I think I still don't want to. I think I'm going to take the Rabble Master here. Yeah, let's take the Rabble. Now we have an Omnath. That's interesting. There's also Copperline Gorge, which would be good if we do go for the Omnath. But I kind of want to take the Omnath here, even though we have no fixing. Yeah, let's go for this. The other option would be Treasure Cruise, but Omnath is very, very strong. Honestly, the part I underrated how good this card was at first, because gaining 4 life a turn just wins some matchups. Against mono red, they really can't beat that. The fact that this draws cards, gains life, and makes mana, It's very similar to Uro in that regard, and that's a really powerful combination. Given the direction we've gone, I do sort of wish we had taken the Uro, but at the time I was thinking we were more of an Nahiri deck. So if we're going to be 4 colors, we need to really prioritize the mana fixing, and I have passed a couple lands already. So I'm going to start really picking mana highly from this point forward. We already have 7 spells that are quite good, so I'm not too worried about playables. Of course, we immediately then get a pack with no lands, but Elspeth is still a very good pickup. We also don't need to play the Omnath. We still could cut green and even red. The only cards that I really am committed to are blue and white. I believe there was a Gideon Jura going around earlier that we would like to wheel. That would still be quite good for us. In fact, it might even look better now that we have a couple other Planeswalkers too. Gideon is very good at protecting your other Planeswalkers. Huh. There's a land, but it's like the only land that doesn't help us. I guess we did Garrick here, which is solid. Yeah, if we have the mana to play this, this will actually be a really nice addition to the deck. Okay, Stirring Wildwood and Gideon. What do we take here? I really do want the Gideon, but I think Stirring Wildwood is too important if we're trying to do 4 colors, and I would like to do 4 colors. Yeah, we already have so many spells. Let's take this. Gideon would be great, but we really need to be able to cast our spells. All right, now I can take Elesh Norn for the board. The mana is still quite dicey. 1 Stirring Wildwood is not exactly what you want in your 4-color deck. Also, this Rabble Master is looking a little out of place. So we are going to be pretty base blue-white, it looks like. We're splashing red for 2 cards and green for 2 cards at the moment. It's possible we were just supposed to take the Gideon and stay 2-color, but these are some really powerful cards that I would like to be able to play. Of course, Omnath is at its best if you have a lot of fetch lands, so that will be a pretty high priority. I will take almost any fetch land. Even a black fetch land is probably going to be pretty good here, so that's what we're on the lookout for. Okay, well, Avacyn's Pilgrim is very good for this deck if we can cast it on turn 1 or turn 2 consistently. It remains to be determined if that will be the case, but the fact that we're getting a 1-mana accelerant that late is a pretty good sign that green is decently open. So that might mean we're able to get some nice late mana fixing. Then we can take a Hydroid Krasis, pretty good pickup. We have 10 good spells already, so I'm feeling pretty good about the choice to take the Hydroid Krasis over, or the Stirring Wildwood over the Gideon Jura. Gideon is good, but we're gonna have lots of good playables, so I'm not too worried about having like enough 5-mana threats that can win the game. Last pick, Usher of the Fallen. Okay. I think green and white are the 2 most open colors. All right, sweet. Very good pack for us. Treachery is strong. Golos is strong. Knight of the Reliquary is strong. Sakura Tribe Elder is strong. But we are definitely going to take one of the lands. The question is which, and I think the answer is just Hallowed Fountain. Well, let's see. Yeah, we have more white cards than green cards. And we already have a piece of green fixing. Let's take the Hallowed Fountain. Hopefully the Rockfall Veil comes around. Actually, there's a lot of cards I would like to wheel from this pack. Actually, Knight of the Reliquary might be the one we wheel, but we'll take the Hallowed Fountain here. All right, another great pack. There's some great fetches and a Sacred Foundry. I think we take the Windswept Heath, which can find green, blue, and white at the moment. And then we're really hoping the Sacred Foundry comes around. If the Foundry doesn't come around, we could... yeah, there's not much else for us. I guess Wrath of God could be playable, but hopefully the Foundry does wheel. We could also take Flooded Strand, which would make it more likely for the Sacred Foundry to wheel, but I think I'm still just going to take this. Ooh, okay, well, That is pretty excellent. Fractured Identity is just broken. Very, very good pickup. Reserve Thicket would be a good wheel, and it's pretty likely to come around, I think, because green-white is relatively open right now. There's also Mana Tithe, Tovlar's Huntmaster, and Shark Typhoon. Maybe even Scavenging Ooze, but we're definitely taking the Fractured right now. In addition to mana fixing, or in addition to land mana fixing, I would love to get some signets. No signets here. Grist would be sweet, but I don't think we can play that. Same with Cryptic Command. Thragtusk is decent, and as is Huntmaster, as is Faith's Fetters, but they're a little bit expensive. We already have a lot of 4 and 5 mana plays, so I think I like just taking a Braid here. Although we have no red fixing at the moment. We could just cut these and be bent. And then our curve looks a little bit less thick at 4. I really would like to be able to make the red splash work, though, and a Braid is very good interaction. Yeah, I think I am going to take the Braid. There's a chance it doesn't make the cut, but I don't think missing out on Faith's Fetters is that important, and there's a good chance Faith's Fetters comes around. This deck has a lot of the pieces. I mean, it really is the mana fixing that we need to develop, but we have really good top end. We have okay card draw, or actually pretty good card draw with Krasis, Teferi, Ancestral. Here and Omnath can also draw cards. We have a bit of mana development, would like a little bit more ramp. Some good removal. This is just a good deck all around right now. Ooh, Birds of Paradise versus Plateau. That is a very, very hard decision. I think Birds of Paradise is too good, though. It's worth sort of warping our mana base if we can get 3 or 4 cheap green accelerants. We're hoping the Sacred Foundry wheels, also hoping the Plateau wheels, but Birds of Paradise is also mana fixing and acceleration at the same time. Now we can take a Cultivate. That's a great pickup. Really, really good for fixing our mana once again. Also good with Omnath. Reclamation Sage, Imperial, Recruiter, Click, and Lotus are all potentially playable. And even Baneslayer would be a good sideboard card, but definitely taking Cultivate here. That's not a particularly close decision. This deck is coming together pretty nicely. If neither of the red-white dual lands wheels, that would be pretty unfortunate, but even if we get just one of them back, then we're in pretty good shape. Now we can take Verdant Catacombs. It actually doesn't help us yet. We only have one fetchable land, and that's Hallowed Fountain, but I think it's very likely to at some point if we find like one Breeding Pool or even one Temple Garden. Lands are the highest priority. In terms of spells, I would love a few more cheap spells. Noble Hierarch would be very good. Ren and 6 would be amazing. Certainly any of the 3-mana Planeswalkers that are in our colors. That could be Dak Faden. It could be Oko. It could be 3-mana Teferi. Right now it's actually looking like we're more base green-white. And blue is also a splash. We only have a couple blue cards, but the blue cards we do have are amazing. Now we can take a Gilded Goose. That's a great pickup. Another accelerant that can fix our mana. This one also gains life, which could be nice for this sort of deck since we are a bit slow. This deck seems sweet. I just want to go turn 1 Birds of Paradise, turn 2 Cultivate, turn 3 Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Untap 2 lands, play a Braid. Turn 4 Elspeth. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. Okay, tough call here. Sakura Tribe Elder, Knight of the Reliquary, and Rockfall Veil are all quite strong. We have 15 spells right now, though. So as good as both of these are, I actually think I'm supposed to just take the Rockfall. I can't say this card. Yeah, I think it's worth it to take the mana here. We have lots of good spells. Okay, great. Sacred Foundry Wheels. That's really, really good for us. And it also might mean the Plateau Wheels. Now I can take Razorvert's Thicket. Okay, all the mana fixing is wheeling. That is amazing. That is, I'm not too surprised. We do have a lot of the gold cards, and it is generally the, the Omnath type decks that are really going to want cards like a Razorvert's Thicket. I still think Grist is a little bit too ambitious, although maybe not. Actually, I'll take a Grist. We have two fetch. Yeah, we have two fetches. Thragtusk is okay, but not that amazing. Now we'll take Assassin's Trophy in case people could play it. Locus. Okay, there was an Overgrown Tomb that was going around that didn't wheel. I can imagine regretting that Grist pick, but I don't think Thragtusk adds too much. And if we do get one or two fetchable lands, then Grist will become a really nice addition to the deck. Now we can take a Wooded Foothills, which can grab all of our colors. It can get Hallowed Fountain, Sacred Foundry, or Basic Forest. There's also Prismatic Vista and Botanical Sanctum, but Wooded Foothills is better. Path to Exile is probably the best spell for us here. So if that comes around, I'll be happy, but it probably won't, and that's okay. Getting a fetch out of this pack is totally fine. Oh, no! Why are they in the same pack? Teferi and Wrenn. Okay, these cards are both amazing. I love them both, and I just love when they can go in the same deck. Like, playing turn 2 red-green card, turn 3 blue-white card is just like, it means you have such a sweet mana base. Oh, man. Which one is more likely to wheel? There's no way Teferi wheels. There is some chance Wrenn and 6 wheels, but Wrenn and 6 is probably better for us with 3 fetch lands already. Although maybe not. Teferi is really good. Huh. I would take either one of these cards over 98% of cards. Even good lands at this point. Let's see, 3 fetch lands. Wrenn and 6 is going to be so good in this deck. Yeah, I think I got to go with the Wrenn. As much as I love Teferi. Yeah, we'll do that. If Teferi somehow wheels, I will be the happiest person in the world. It's unlikely, but technically possible. Now I think we just got to take a Taiga. That really helps to cast the Wrenn and 6. Wrenn and 7 would also be sweet. So would Glorybringer, but we're going to solidify the mana. Now we got Temple Garden. Yeah, pretty easy Temple Garden. None of the other cards are that close. We don't have any green-white fetchable land yet, so this continues to solidify the mana base. Okay. This pack is not amazing. Pyroclasm could be good in some matchups. There's Eternal Witness, which is really good, but maybe hard to cast. Although probably not that hard to cast at this point. Our mana looks good. Yeah, let's take the Eternal Witness. This is actually a really nice card in this sort of deck. It's very good with Ancestral Recall, also very good with Fractured Identity, and then just like not bad as a value play to bring back the land. Okay. We're not a Toski deck. We could take Incinerate, but I'm really looking at Dragonlord Atarka versus Portend and Spell Pierce. There's also Overgrown Farmland, but I kind of want to take the Dragonlord here. Right now we have 7. We only actually have 17 spells, so we do need some more playables. Yeah, let's take the Dragonlord Atarka. This is good for going over the top. We don't have a ton of ramp in this deck, but we have a decent amount, and we have enough interaction that I think we can get to the Dragonlord. Gideon is the best card in this pack. I guess we just take him. Yeah, it's not bad. Double white is a little bit dicey, but it does look like we're base green-white, so that makes it a little bit easier. Also, all 3 of our accelerants add white, including the Birds of Paradise. This is probably a 17-land deck, so we need 4 more spells. If the draft ended right now, I don't think... Yeah, Locus isn't playable. We could play... I guess, yeah, really not many options. We would play Ravelmaster, Elish Norn, and I guess, yeah, honestly, we don't have any other cards we could play. So hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more spells. Actually, there's no way we're not going to. But I would prefer to get 4, so we don't need to play the Ravelmaster or the Elish Norn. Okay, there's a Geist of St. Traft, but I think we just take Raging Ravine here. That's a nice pickup. I said we needed some more playables, then immediately took a land. Classic. Rabblemaster is actually not bad. I would be fine playing Rabblemaster. It's especially good in a deck that can play him on turn 2. Okay. Regrowth versus Firebolt. Regrowth gives us more redundancy with the Eternal Witness, but Firebolt gives us more cheap interaction. There's also Seagate Stormcaller, but that's pretty narrow. We only have 3 cards that it works with. We should probably take the Firebolt. We don't have that much removal. Yeah, I think this is the right pick. Now, we're not a Niv Mizzet deck, unfortunately. Acidic Slime. It's okay. Blade Splicer does play to the board well. We don't have that many ways to deal with artifacts and enchantments, though. Yeah, I'll take the Acidic Slime. That's a pretty close pick. I wouldn't fault someone for taking Blade Splicer there. Actually, maybe Splicer would have been better. Splicer is better against aggressive decks, and that could be a bit of a tough matchup, but we have some good tools against aggro. We have 2 1-mana removal spells. Abrade and Wrenn and 6 are both quite good against them. We have Omnath to gain a bunch of life. Ooh, nice. Wrenn and 7 on the wheel. Yeah, let's just take that. Mirari's Wake is a little bit win more. Now we could take Devoted Druid, and that's actually a really nice pickup, too. If we had Golos, we could take the Hissing Quagmire, but that's not really where we're at. Okay, now we are cutting the Rabblemaster. It wouldn't be bad, but I think all the other cards are a bit better. And the card that's currently on the chopping block, if we get another playable, is the Acidic Slime. 3 minutes to Fairy didn't come around. No surprise there. We'll see when we draw the Wrenn and 6 which one of those 2 we would prefer. Okay, Pyroclasm is a very good sideboard option. It does kill some of our cheap creatures, but in the matchups where we bring it in, it'll be basically game-winning, so I don't really care if we kill off our own Gilded Goose. Actually, do we want Acidic Slime over the Rabblemaster? Maybe Rabble is better. It's cheaper. Ooh, nice. Really late land. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with a Rabblemaster in the main deck. Acidic Slime is going to be good sometimes, but we have good grinding capabilities already. I think just lowering the curve a little bit is nice. Also, Goblin Rabblemaster is good for pressuring Planeswalkers, and that could be a weak area for this deck. We don't have any cards that remove them outright, except for Fractured Identity and Teferi, which are both pretty expensive. So we run this in 5 lands. Probably, we don't have Prismatic Vista, so we don't have a need for one of each basic or something. Probably 2 forests, one, and then one, wait, interesting. I kind of don't think we need an island. Let's see how this would look. Actually, we probably have less blue fixing than other colors. We'll sort by color. It's going to have a long line, yep. So, definitely the most green. Yeah, I don't get why they suggested so much white. I guess I won't count Omnath because it's always there. 11 green, 7 white, 6 red, and 4 blue. So yeah, definitely we want the most green. Green also gives us access to our other colors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's more than we need. We can definitely cut 1. That's great news. For white, we have, let's see, do have a Temple Garden, right? Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's also great. We could probably cut a Plains, too. We have a couple double white cards, I guess, but that's really good start. For blue, we have, let's see, we have a Hallowed Fountain, and that's our only fetchable blue land. So 1, 2, no, this doesn't fetch it. 1, 2, wait, sorry, we're looking at blue. 1, oh, what? Our blue mana is terrible. We have actually no blue fixing at all, except for Windswept Heath and Hallowed Fountain. We don't have that many blue cards, but we're definitely going to need to add some islands. And then for red, We have Sacred Foundry and Taiga. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's totally fine. I'm just going to add 2 islands. And honestly, I almost want to add another island, but we don't have that many blue cards, and I guess Birds of Paradise, Gilded Goose, and Cultivate all fix for blue. So, oh wait, we need to make one more cut. Oh, Forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green. Totally fine. Let's run it like this. Sort of funny that our deck is playing more islands than any other type, even though we have basically no blue cards, but that's how it be sometimes. People are people actually value blue fixing. No one really cares about like the late overgrown farmland. Let's pop my face on up to the top here. This deck is really good. We don't have any counter magic, and we don't have the best removal. So we're going to struggle against proactive decks a little bit. Although we can go over the top of a lot of proactive decks. Mono green will be tough, though. I think mono green would probably be our hardest matchup. We don't have great interaction for their threats, and they can just like attack our planeswalkers with questing beasts and Craterhoof behemoths. I do really like having both Wrens. That's sort of fun. And they do work well together. This Wren can mean you often have a bunch of lands in hand, and then you drop this bad boy, make a Tree Folk, and then the next turn 0 and put your like 4 lands that you have in hand because of Wren and 6 into play with Wren and 7, and then your Tree Folk is just massive. Alright, pretty sweet hand. We have all our colors. We have turn 1 birds. We're probably going to not play Krasis on turn 2, but then go for the turn 3 Krasis for 2. Unless we draw another play. I want to grab a Hallowed Fountain with a Windswept Heath, so we're going to play Taiga on turn 1. Oh, well, that's a broken start. Soul Ring is a messed up magic card. We'll see if we can keep pace. Wren and 6, good draw. But we could just easily get destroyed by this. I mean, I can understand, like, I can understand why people don't like Vintage Cube. I do love it, but, like, sometimes it's just a non-game because your opponent has this sort of draw. Okay, they have the turn 2 Wren and 6. I was not expecting Wren and 6 out of this deck. We can play turn 2 Wren and 6 also, but that is pretty strong. Oh, well, actually, it's fine, yeah. I was going to say it's bad that we played the Windswept Heath there, but we can just immediately get it back. So let's grab, I think just Sacred Foundry, or actually no, Temple Garden. Yeah, let's grab Temple Garden. Play our Wren. Bring that Windswept Heath back and pass back to them. And then next turn we can play Goblin Rabblemaster. Okay. Alright, I'll fetch a Hallowed Fountain. I'm paying a lot of life here, which isn't amazing, but I don't think their deck is that aggressive. I like that the Wren is going up to 5 loyalty because it means it survives a Wandering Fumarole hit. They can, if they want to kill our Wren really badly, they can attack with Wandering Fumarole and minus their Wren, which would kill it, but then we get to kill their Wren, and that's fine with me. Hopefully this is Fumarole. Okay, sweet. So I'm going to let this attack go through. Well, we could just trade with a Goblin Rabblemaster. No, I think I like having Rabblemaster on the board. If they had left up red mana, or if they had red mana available, that would be one thing, but they don't, so I think our Rabblemaster is likely to survive. Run down, they play Plains and pass. Omnath, great draw. So let's go to combat. I'm going to send both Goblins at Wren and 6 just in case they have like a Condemn. And then the Rabble at them. Sweet, that works. Do we want to play Omnath this turn or hold it for next turn so we can get mana immediately? I think I'm just going to play Hydroid Krasis here. Yeah, let's do that. It's also better against a board sweeper. And then next turn we can play Omnath into Wren and 6, which is a ridiculously good turn. Banishing Light was a good draw. That solidifies us against some of the scary permanents they could play. And like the Soul Ring on turn 1 was very scary when they have 4 mana and we have 1. But now, they have 8 and we have 5. That's still an advantage for them, but it's a lot less scary. So let's go to combat and attack. If they want to animate Fumarole and trade with a Goblin Rabblemaster, that's totally fine. They have Solitude, that's also totally fine. Okay, sweet, just the Fumarole. This Goblin Rabblemaster is not a big part of our plan, so I'm totally fine trading it off here. We hit them for 5, and then we get to play Omnath Wrenn, and that should just win, honestly. They'll need to sweep the board immediately, and then we can just follow it up with Elspeth or Eternal Witness. So Omnath for red, green, white, and blue. Draw a card. Play Windswept Heath. Gain some life. Crack it. We need to get an untapped green source. I'll just grab a basic here. Cast the Wrenn, and we'll make a Tree Folk. Alright. Sweep my board this turn or die. Preordain. They're digging. I think if they sweep the board, we just play Elspeth. The Wrenn 7+ is pretty sweet with Eternal Witness because it just dig through a deck and gives us lots of options. Okay, they're 5-color over there. If they sweep our board, we're winning. If they play a threat, we win. Because Banishing Light can deal with almost anything. 5 mana, 6 mana. If this is just a Niv Mizzet, we win instantly. Okay, yeah. We get to see a lot of their deck, too. Whoa, okay, they're playing Twin. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, they have a pretty spicy-looking deck. We're playing 4 colors, and they're playing even more colors. The Twin combo is pretty good against us. Our removal doesn't line up very well with that. Like Oust, Firebolt, Abrade, none of those kill it. The only thing we could do about that is bring an Assassin's Trophy, but that seems a little loose. Do we still want the Oust? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe Oust is worse than Acidic Slime. They seem somewhat creature light, and yeah, I think Firebolt's still good because it can hit Planeswalkers, but Acidic Slime can hit Manlands, Soul Ring. Yeah, that seems good. Rabblemaster was quite strong there, so we'll keep that. Elish Norn does break up the Twin combo, but it's very expensive, so let's just run it like this. I'm going to keep this hand. Having Ancestral and no blue mana is a little sad. And it is a slow hand, but I like the Manlands, and hopefully we can draw into some acceleration. Okay, that allows us to play Ancestral on turn 1. I'm actually not going to do that, though. Yeah, I'm just going to play Stirring Wildwood. We're almost definitely going to end up discarding multiple cards to hand size if we play Ancestral in one. And that sort of diminishes the value of it. Man, they have Mox and Soul Ring. And Imperial Recruiter. Okay, are they just digging for the combo? Deceiver Exarch, okay. Alright, I am going to use the Windswept, or play Ancestral now, because we need to make something happen if they're going to go for a quick combo kill. Okay, Abrade is not a bad draw. That breaks it up the combo if they have Kiki Jiki. Expressive Iteration, so they're not doing anything this turn. The question is, do we want to kill their Mox Pearl or hold up the Abrade for later? I kind of do want to kill the Mox Pearl and attack their mana. But I guess they do have the Volcanic Island there. I still think it's worth it, though. We can Abrade to kill the Mox Pearl, and then, well, maybe we just... It's close. If they have Splinter Twin, we're dead either way. Okay, I guess we'll just play Devoted Druid and hold the Abrade. That's probably correct. Then we go to discard and pitch Mountain. Play the Niv Mizzet, okay. Getting only the Scarab God. So they're holding Deceiver Exarch and the Scarab God. I think we just want to play Gideon, Alive Zendikar. Although we could also just play Acidic Slime and blow up one of their lands. Yeah, I guess playing a Planeswalker doesn't do much on this board. So we'll play land, Slime Ball. But we're pretty far behind here. I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one off. We can take out their Creeping Tar Pit and then pass turn. Next turn, I guess we could have gone Abrade plus Garruk to fight your Niv Mizzet, but then I think we just lose to the rest of their board. Yeah, this is going to be tough. They have a good deck for grinding. The fact that they had Prismatic Vista to get more black mana is unfortunate, because now they can play Scarab God, which means even if we kill Niv Mizzet, they can just bring it back. So we probably need to draw something like Fractured Identity. Oh, they play Leavold. That's good for us. Take 6. I mean, it's not good for us, but that was not nearly as scary as a lot of the other cards I thought they might play. So let's Abrade this, Leavold. Actually, do we even want to Abrade this? Maybe we play Garruk, Relentless, and fight it instead? Actually, no, I will Abrade this. We'll Abrade to kill this. And then play Garruk, Relentless to fight their Imperial Recruiter. So they're going to need to kill our Garruk, which means, well, they might still just swing at us. We can Eternal Witness back, Ancestral Recall. Well, okay, they do go Garruk here. I think I'm happy to see that. We're still looking for that Fractured Identity. Azorius Signet into Scarab God. Yorion. Okay. So they blink Niv Mizzet. And now they have 10 power in the air. That's a good play. They have a lot of really beefy creatures that are hard for us to deal with. Alice is actually better than I thought, now that we've seen more of their deck. They hit... Now, Niv Mizzet seems terrible in their deck. They hit just Ashiok. So we hit... Actually, Ren and 7 was a great draw. Because that gives us a reach blocker. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So I think I'm just going to go Ren and 7. Make a huge dude. And then Eternal Witness to bring back Ancestral Recall. And now there's... Oh, wait. We're dead here. If they see the line, we're dead. We didn't have any defense against this, but they can just play Deceiver Exarch to tap our Tree Folk. I guess we could have just chump blocked with Stirring Wildwood, but that's not a winning line. This line actually gives us a chance to win, but it also gives us a chance to lose, which is, in fact, what happens. So we're going to game 3. We get to be on the play here, and I think this should be a good matchup. We'll bring the Oust back. Or, actually, they're pretty grindy. We'll see. We'll bring the Oust back in. Acidic Slime does still seem pretty good. They have a greedy mana base. What do we not want, though? Abrade can hit their Moxen. Firebolt seems sort of bad. It doesn't hit Leavold. Yeah, I think I'll cut the Firebolt. It's okay against their Planeswalkers, but I think I'd rather kill their Planeswalkers by attacking them. On the play here, no red mana. We have, like, literally all of the blue mana in our deck is in our hand. That's a little awkward. We do have a turn 4 Gideon. Turn 4 Gideon with no plays before that is bad. Turn 3 Rebel Master into turn 4 Gideon is pretty good, but I think we're still going to mulligan here. Okay, sweet, yeah. This is why you want to mulligan aggressively. We have Ancestral, so that makes all our hands just way better. Let's put back Gideon. Yeah, we'll put back Gideon. And I'm actually going to play turn 1 Stirring Wildwood, and then turn 2 Gilded Goose plus Ancestral. We haven't seen that much counter magic that could get us on turn 1 here. Like, they have Force of Negation, but if we upkeep it on their turn, I don't think they have any ways to stop the Ancestral. Preordain, okay. Bottom top, the classic Preordain. Cultivate, solid draw. So we'll play the Gilded Goose and pass, and then go for the upkeep Ancestral. This undoes our mulligan very nicely. We don't have red mana other than the Gilded Goose, but the Cultivate should be able to get us that. Force of Will, okay. That's unfortunate. It is a 2-for-1, but obviously we would have preferred to just draw our 3 cards there. Do they have the Wrenn in 6? Looks like they do. All right, we're pretty behind. Do we want a Banishing like that or Cultivate? Wrenn in 6 is so good in their deck. It's good in our deck too, but yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Okay, given that we drew land, I'm just going to Banishing Light that. We'll pass turn. Then hopefully we draw land for Teferi next turn. Otherwise, we'll play Cultivate. Leavehold. Okay, that's not a problem. We can tuck that with the Teferi. Land. Birds of Paradise. All right. We'll play Cultivate. Grab Mountain and Forest. Mountain goes into play tapped. Then we'll play Forest and play Birds and pass turn. Imperial Recruiter. Okay, that's not too bad. We should be able to block that. Do they take Deceiver Exarch again? Venser, okay. And Creeping Tar Pit, that's really bad. Because now now if we tuck the Leovold, they draw a card and then they can just kill our thing. We still need to do it though, as much as I hate to. Like, plussing doesn't do anything against the Leovold. So I tuck this. They draw a card. Pass back. If we draw land, we can go Eternal Witness to bring back Teferi and then play Teferi again. Although it could be better to just play Ancestral. They shuffle away the Leovold. That's pretty nice. They don't have white mana. Interesting. Azorius Signet into animate Creeping Tar Pit and attack. Yep. Creeping Tar Pit is very good against Planeswalkers. But if we draw land here, we're very ahead still, because we'll get to play Teferi and he'll go to 5, which is out of the range of their attackers. Gideon. Okay. I think we want to go and Eternal Witness for Ancestral. And then if we draw any land, or any untapped land, we can play Gideon. Whoa. Well, no untapped land, but a lot of heat, so I can't be too upset with that. That Creeping Tar Pit is really annoying. We need to find an answer to that pretty soon. They have a Rabble Master. That's a weird card for them to be playing. I'm totally fine with that. We'll just play, I think, Big Elspeth. They could have Force of Negation, I guess. Maybe, actually, yeah, let's just play a huge Hydroid Krasis. So we draw 2. I really would like to draw a land in these 2 cards. This calculation, totally fine. Land. Wow. All right. Pass turn. I mean, we have Dragon Lord Tark. Our hand is absolutely loaded, but it is annoying that we're missing land drops. We have 11 lands in our last 20 cards. Omnath. Okay, I think I might, especially if we draw a land, we'll just Fractured Identity that. Especially if we draw a fetch land. I'm also very happy to trade Eternal Winds for the Goblin Rabblemaster if they offer, but they don't. Okay, we'll just take this then. We could also just jam Dragon Lord Atarka. Okay, yeah, let's just... that. I think we probably want to jam Atarka. Well, fetch land would be amazing. If we draw fetch land... Okay, no fetch land. We could take out our Omnath and then play... No, I think playing Atarka has just got to be the move here. Let's go land. It's just so big, and it gets around Force of Negation. So 2, 1, 1, 1. Now we're way ahead on board, and our hand is still stacked. They don't... Oh, they have a Venser in hand, I think. Which, I mean, sure. Bounce my creature with an end of the battlefield effect. Our hand is just so ridiculously stacked also. We have 3 Planeswalkers that are all amazing. Fractured Identity, which is just, like, so ridiculously strong. And the Goblin Rabblemaster is a cheap threat, which allows us to double spell. We currently have 3, 6, 8 mana. So we could go Fractured Identity plus Rabblemaster. Okay, if they're animating Creeping Tar Pit, that's great news for us. They still could have Force of Negation. And we do need to find an answer to this eventually, but if the Fractured Identity resolves, then we can gain enough life. Oh yeah, I do think we're going to go for the Fractured here. Oh right, yeah, the Venser. Yep. Oh, they could bounce their own Omnath here. That could be annoying. Yeah, good play by the opponent. Let's just play... Do we want to shock and play Gideon here? I will. With the Gilded Goose, we have access to life gain, so we're not putting ourselves too dead to the Creeping Tar Pit. We're dead to Time Walk now, but I think I'm okay with taking that risk. And I'll swing on in there for 8 in the air. We are threatening lethal here. So we may need to use 4 mana to gain 3 life next turn, which leaves us 4 mana left over. So if we draw... We could probably play Red and 6 and plus, hit a land, and then use Gilded Goose to make a food and crack it for 3 life. Okay, they play their Omnath again. Given the Venser, that was actually a misplay. I forgot that they could bounce their own thing instead of bouncing our Fractured Identity. We probably should have just played Ren and 7 there instead, and they would probably just Venser that. I would imagine, okay, they gain 4 life, and then hit us for 3. And then really it just comes down to whether or not they can find an answer to this Dragon Lord Tarka. Because I assume they are going for the Creeping Tar Pit swing at us. Yep, we'll fall to 3. Land, okay. So 4 mana is wrapped up. Do we want to play Ren and 7 or Rabble Master? Let's play Ren and 7 and make a dude with reach. So we'll attack for 8 in the air. I'm going to make another 2/2 with Gideon. Then we go land. I just want to make sure, again, 4 mana to play Gideon, or 5 mana to play Ren and 7, and then 3 to use the Gilded Goose. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ren and 7. We'll make a Tree Folk that's absolutely massive, 8/8 with reach, and pass turn. And then, assuming they go for the Creeping Tar Pit, in response, or before damage, we'll pay 2 to make a food and 2 to crack it, stay at 3 life. And I think we should be able to win on our next swing. We can play Rabble Master, Animate Stirring Wildwood, Emblem Gideon, and just swing for a ton. They do gain 4 life, but we have 11 damage just in the air, and they're going to also take some damage on the ground, so this should be good. Leevil does literally nothing. I mean, it can jump block something, but not too scary. Now, what is this? They have 1 card left. They're paying 5 mana. Yorion to flicker all their stuff. Okay, that's fine. They get to bounce 1 thing and draw 1 card. But we get to go to 6 life. No attacks, of course. Now, what happens if we go for the Alpha Strike on our turn? I don't think that works. I'm just going to crack this food now. It does mean, like, we can't use the food for mana next turn, but I don't think we'll need to. So, I guess they bounce the 8/8 Tree Folk, probably. They could bounce... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, yeah, how does this go if we go for the Alpha Strike? I don't think we can kill them. Yeah, that would not work. So, well, let's start by plussing this. Hopefully we can get some mana. Okay, putting Omnath in the graveyard's a little sad, but getting 2 painless untapped lands is nice. I guess we just attack with Dragon Lord Tarka again. We could also animate Gideon and attack with him. That actually seems fine. Yeah, let's animate Gideon and attack with Dragon Lord Tarka and Gideon. This is probably just going to kill their Goblin token, but that's okay. They take 8. Then we will go land, and I think play Elspeth and plus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have enough mana to gain 3 life if we want to, or to animate Stirring Wildwood. Alright, and now we should almost definitely be able to win next turn. And I don't think they can kill us. We can block. We have multiple flyers, so the Yorion's not a threat. We can go to 9 life. They have 1 card in hand that they just drew off the top. They could play Niv Mizzet. They could play the Scarab God, I guess. The Scarab God would probably be the scariest thing. Expressive Iteration, that's a good start for them. But it does mean now if they play the Scarab God, they don't have enough mana to activate it. And I guess the Scarab God wouldn't even be that bad. They get Imperial Recruiter as a 4/4 or something. Their problem is the Dragon Lord of Tarka, which has been phenomenal this game. This killed like 3 things, and now it's dealt them at least 16 and maybe 24 damage. This has been a wild back and forth game between two very similar and very grindy decks, but I think we're slowly navigating to the upper hand. Hilarious that the life gain from Gilded Goose has been, like, arguably the most important factor here. I believe that this is every single blue card in our deck. Oh no, we have one big Teferi that's still in the deck. Oh no, wait, yeah. Literally, we have 5 blue cards in the deck, and they're all just in a row in our graveyard. So this island is just a colorless land, but that is okay. They're deep in thought over there, which is sort of interesting. I would think that they would either have like a slam dunk card that just wins, or they're dead. There's no way they can survive another attack, though. We can emblems so that all these 1/1s or 2/2s, and yeah, that's just too many attackers. We even have Rabble Master to make another attacker. Okay, they do hit the Scarab God. I guess they haven't played land yet, so they could activate it, but I still think that's not enough. Okay, they gain 4 life, so they go to 8. Play the Scarab God, and then they can activate it. They have no attacks. End of turn will gain 4 life. And now we got to do some serious math. Okay. So, we have enough mana to play a Rebel Master and animate Stern Wildwood. Yes. They don't have any creatures in the graveyard that create multiple bodies. All that it would be is just like 1 extra blocker. They could make an Omnath, but that wouldn't do anything. So, they're topping out 2, so they can't have anything. If they prevent the maximum amount of damage possible, that would mean chump blocking the Dragonlord Atarka with the Yorion. It would be 9 power, they block with 5 toughness, so we deal 4. And then they can block... Oh, no, and they could also make a 4/4 with flying with a Hydroid Crisis and block to prevent 4 more. So then they're blocking the 9 power dude with 9 toughness, so no damage in the air. And then they block 4 creatures on the ground, which are the 3 2-power dudes and Stirring Wildwood. And then we're getting in for 2, 4, 6, literally exactly 8. Is there anything I'm missing? Oh, I forgot about the Rabble Master token too, so we have an extra point of damage. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll quickly do one more thing, because we have 13 minutes, and this is the last decision of the game that matters. Just want to quickly confirm they can get back Omnath, but that doesn't gain life. They can get back Hydroid Crisis as a flyer to prevent 4 damage, which does gain a little bit more. Rabble Master doesn't do anything. Pyro doesn't do anything because they can't play a spell. There's no gut shots or anything. So, max prevent would be preventing 9 damage in the air from the Dragonlord Atarka with 4 ground blockers. Block the Wildwood, block the Knight, block the Knight, block the Eternal Witness. Take damage from 3 soldiers and 2 flyers and 1 Rabble Master token. Good game. Alright, so we'll cast the Rabble. -4 the Gideon. Animate the Stirring Wildwood. And attack with everything. And this, if they prevent as much damage as possible, they'll go to -2 life. I guess I didn't consider the possibility that their last card is another card and they're not using the Scarab God. But I can't even think of what that would be here. That would gain life and kill one of our things. I guess if they could have a kill spell for the... Okay, yeah, they're just making a Krasis as a 4/4 flyer. This doesn't do it. Okay, they're already... Yeah, that makes sense. Block, block, block. They're about to take 9 from this flyer, so I don't know what their plan is for that. Yep, good block. Very, very close game. They can block the Venser on a 2-2 to kill the 2-2 if they want, but they're quickly finding out that they are dead on board in a really, really close match. All right, that was a sweet one. I respect the opponent's deck a lot. It was very cool, and they played well, and it came down to the wire, but we were able to come out on top. If we can win the next 2 matches, that would surge us up to a tie for 3rd on the leaderboard. That would be sort of sweet. So the biggest takeaway from that first round is that our deck is sweet. But the second biggest takeaway is that our removal is a little sketchy. We don't have that many ways to deal with creatures. So hopefully we don't play against a deck that has a bunch of must-answer creatures. Like, we want to either play against a deck that has like a small number so that, our few things, the Banishing Light and the Oust, are enough. Or we want to play against a deck that is just playing smaller threats. So we can't necessarily kill our thing, but then we just play Omnath and that goes over the top, which will happen against red and white decks. We also don't want to play against decks that require instant speed interaction. We never actually saw the Deceiver Exarch combo. I would imagine they have the combo if they're playing Deceiver Exarch, but none of our answers hit that, which is a little awkward. I feel lucky to have escaped that matchup with a win. Dragon Lord Artarka was definitely the MVP of that match, or at least that game. He was very, very good there. Remember, we were at 3 life with them having Creeping Tar Pit, and so our life total was a very real threat there, and Artarka being able to take off all their pressure from the Rabble Master while also establishing a huge clock that could race their life gain from Omnath was really good. They actually would have won a long game there. Like, yeah, we had a ton of stuff going on and multiple planeswalkers and everything, but the Scarab God wins the long game. You can't really go over the top of that. We'd already used our Fractured Identity, so yeah, it was very good that we were able to close that game out. If we draw 1 land, this hand is very good. I think it's worth keeping on the draw. Half of our deck is lands. We have accelerants. I'm happy to see an island. If they end of turn bolted our bird, that would be a disaster. Okay, drawing a Braid there is a disaster too. Play the bird and pass. Phyrexian Revoker. Alright, we really want to draw land for a Braid and then play the Pilgrim. Brutal. Alright. Well, that was the absolute worst case scenario. We missed our land drop twice, and then they had a way to deal with our bird on turn 2. The fact that the absolute worst case scenario happened and we're still not out of it is a really good sign. We can oust this Revoker. We'll see what they get with the Recruiter. Stoneforge Mystic, okay. Good draw. So we'll go oust and then play Rabble Master. Now we have some good pressure on the board. If they play Stoneforge Mystic, we can abrade it. Well, we'll see what they get. If they get like a... Well, actually, probably, if they play land, most things we would abrade. Batterskull, okay, yeah. Well, I guess we could just kill the Batterskull. Yeah, maybe it's just better to get one of our Planeswalkers down. Let's do that. So we'll go to combat, make a dude. I'm going to swing with the Rabble Master. If they want a double block, that's totally fine. Okay, that is the block I expected. Maybe chump block here, or trade with a token. I would probably trade with a token here unless they have a board sweeper. Yep, good block from the opponent. Oh, maybe not. All right, sweet. We'll get in for 5, and then drop this Gideon. They could have Spell Pierce. Nice. Now, if we want to draw lands, we can play Braid plus Nahiri. Should have specified. Let's animate Gideon and attack with everything, and then abrade their Batterskull when they put that into play. I guess we'll leave the Pilgrim too. Braid to destroy target artifact. So now they probably chump block this and take 4, 6, 8. And now if we could play untapped land and Nahiri to exile their Stoneforge, the game would just 100% be over. It's still very, very good. Like, I guess they could go GT equip. Honestly, the only thing that could get them out of this is a board sweeper here. And even that would not be enough, probably. If we draw any land, we win with the Raging Ravine. Okay, sweet. So we take down blue-white. Tempo, I guess. Should be a pretty good matchup. Because they're not as fast as a white deck, but they can't grind as well as a real blue-white deck. So they're just sort of in that awkward middle zone. We can bring in Acidic Slime and cut Rabble Master. Rabble was good there, but there's a couple reasons why we're cutting it. We're on the draw, which makes it a lot less impressive. They do have creatures that clog up the ground. It's very bad against Batterskull and against a lot of their creatures. That's the second thing. And then third of all, they're prepared for it, so they might be like really prioritizing like hands that have an oust or something because they're afraid of the Rabble Master. And so if they're playing around the card that we no longer have, that's a win for us. Elesh Norn will just win the game. Oh, also Pyroclasm. I kind of think we should bring in both of these. Let's at least bring in the Clasm and cut, I think, Devoted Druid. It's bad with Pyroclasm, and we're just going to be a little bit more reactive here. And we'll leave Elesh Norn out for game 2. If we lose game 3 and see that their deck is like a little bit more mid-rangey, we could bring this back in. But a 7-drop, like we have one 7-drop already. I don't want to have too many. Okay, this sounds good. We have all our colors. We have turn 2 Oust. We don't have double white yet, but we can get that off of Cultivate. Don't have Mother of Runes. Okay, good. Wooded Foothills. All right, we're still playing Stern Wildwood. No play again. Wow. All right, well, drawing another land there is bad, but playing Drago is very good. No play end of turn. They could be holding up counter magic, but that's very good for us. No play. They did mulligan. All right, I'm going to jam the Cultivate. If they counter it, then that makes our Gideon more likely to resolve. Sure. They don't know that we're playing blue yet. I'm going to conceal that information for as long as possible. Stoneforge Mystic for Batterskull. Okay. Do we want to oust the... Dang it, another land. Yeah, do we want to oust this dude or play Gideon? I think play Gideon. Yeah, so we'll go Taiga, Gideon. If they have Spell Pierce into Batterskull, that would be bad, but they do not. So I would love to find a Braid. I would love to find Acidic Slime or any Planeswalker. But Batterskull on turn 3 would have been a little scary. Batterskull on turn 5 is a lot less impressive. Okay, Revoker is fine. We can oust that. Do they also have another land? Wow, alright. This is a bit of an anemic draw from the opponent. So, oust your Revoker. Make another dude with Gideon. And then we will just go Island Crisis for 2. We could wait longer, but I think it's worth it to sort of press the advantage a little bit while we're ahead. Ooh, great draw. Okay, Council Judgment to take out the Gideon. That's fine. We have 6 power on board. Nahiri. Alright, good draw. I was going to attack with the Raging Ravine, but now we can play Nahiri. Discard some of these excess lands. We'll discard the Foothills. Banishing Light, good draw. Play the Pilgrim. Play this. Swing for 6. Our main creature to search for with the Nahiri Ultimate is in our hand, this Dragon Lord Tatarka. And we don't have Elesh Norn in the deck, but we can just get Acidic Slime, and that's probably enough to win as well. They play Revoker again, shutting down Nahiri, and then leave up mana for the Batterskull, but we can just play Dragon Lord Tatarka. We'll grab Hallowed Fountain in a turn with this. Ancestral Recall, deal. Let's cast that. I'm getting a little greedy here, but sometimes greed is the sauce of life. I'm hoping to hit a land here. Okay, got there. Really good hits. Let's play the Atarka. Yeah, let's play the Atarka. So this kills both of those. In response, they put Batterskull into play. And then we can't attack, but we can just, like... I mean, that's still totally fine. I think we're plussing Nahiri and discarding nothing here. Then we'll swing for 2 in the air and pass turn. If they kill our Dragon Lord Tatarka, we can still double block the Batterskull with the Knights. And if they don't attack, then we'll just ultimate Nahiri and grab Acidic Slime, which is lethal. We're also still at 20, so, I mean, yeah, we have way more mana, we're ahead on board. They have 4 cards and we have 3, but ours are almost certainly better, so we probably have a better hand too. We have 2 man lands. We have a Planeswalker that is about to ultimate. Karn, Scion, and Urza. That is not going to do it, my friend. If they don't make a dude, they're just dead on board. Okay, we'll give them to Fairy. The deck is sort of sweet, but they are also very dead. So, ultimate. Grab Acidic Slime. Destroy your Batterskull. And that is far more than lethal damage. Sweet. Pretty smooth start. We are 2-0. On to the finals. Let's get that trophy. Numero 12. Tying the dude between Gigi Jackson and Littlefield. And surpassing the halfway point to Team J Bro, who has probably cemented a lead that is uncatchable in, what, a little under 2 weeks? Actually, maybe not. I've been running pretty hot lately. Got a couple trophies in a row. I didn't trophy my last league, but I think I did the 2 before that. That was what I was talking about, where we were playing against a deck where we didn't have a ton of removal for their threats, but we just went over the top of their threats and just made it so that their Batterskull was irrelevant. Alright, on the draw, unfortunately, for the finals against Toon Doslav, we could only muster a 2 for the die roll. Our opponent is deep in the tank, deciding whether or not they want to play or draw, but they elect for playing. I think I agree. This is a great hand. We could play turn 3 Ren and 7, or turn 3 Ren and 7, or turn 3 Omnath. Plains don't have a 1-drop. Oh, no! Okay, we really need to draw a white source now. Come on, deck. Dang. Alright, that's bad. Mother of Runes is going to shut down a lot of our deck. We can still kill it with Ren and 6 plus Oust. Actually, yeah, it might not be terrible. If they have a good curve, if they have Mother Runes into a good curve, we're in really bad shape. But if they're... okay, this is fine. A braid. Okay, let's get the Devoted Druid down. And we can kill the Mother Runes with Oust plus Braid, but that's a little bit bad. I would prefer to just, like, ignore it. We'll see if that's possible. Taking 3. Then we can play... Do they have another play? Oh, Tithe Taker. Okay, that's fine. I think I like just playing the Omnath here. Playing Ren and 7 doesn't do that much. Using our removal spells definitely doesn't. I guess we could go for Oust into Ren and 6. If we could go Oust into Ren with a Braid also, I would do that, but we cannot. So let's just go Island, Omnath. Dragon Lord Atarka. Okay, that will be good. We can actually play that in 2 turns. GT! Don't have a land! If they can... Actually, GT isn't that bad here. Yeah, GT is fine. They do have the land. Okay, we're going to block the Tithe Taker. Or do we just take this? We can abrade the GT next turn. Let's just take this. They can kill our Devoted Druid, which sucks, but it's not the end of the world. They're down to 1 card. And we're going to be gaining life. So if we kill the GT, we have a chance. The problem is if we kill the GT, it becomes a lot harder to kill Mother Runes. So we'll play land and pass. No point in ousting here. I guess we could go Ren and 6 into Oust. Okay, actually, I think that's worth it. So we'll oust the Mother of Runes. They'll give it protection from white. Then we can play Ren and 6 to kill it. Now I pass. We still can't block the Student of Warfare, so they will be able to kill our GT. Oh, they have a Caracas. Okay. We need to hit some lands here. We can abrade to kill the GT or the Student of... Or actually, no, we can't kill the Student of Warfare because they'll be able to make it bigger with the GT. We draw land. So we have a few options. I think we just play Omnath and play land. But then they just bounce it again. I think it's worth it. If we hit a fetch land, then we're in really good shape. Because then we can play a Braid and Rabblemaster. If we don't hit fetch land, we still gain 4 life. And we're trying to build up to the point where we can play 2 spells. I don't think abrading the GT is necessary here. Actually, maybe it is necessary. Yeah, maybe this was wrong because they can level up their thing all the way and then... Yeah, we need to draw fetch land. Bummer. So they actually can kill us here. Because they can bounce our Omnath and then level up their thing 3 times to make it level 7. It's a 4-4 with double strike. Remove 2 GT counters. But plus 4-4. It's 8-8 with double strike. Yeah. So we actually need to kill the abrade, or use the abrade there. That's just a terrible turn. I think we're gonna lose this game no matter what. We could upgrade the GTA, but then we're still taking 10 damage, going to 1, and we have no board. So yeah, if they go for this, then we are dead. But I think we were gonna die either way, and this gave us a chance to win because if we had a fetch land, we would actually be winning. Oh, they're letting us go to blocks. Deal. That's sort of strange. So we can abrade the GTA. Let's start with Ancestral in case we draw another interactive spell. Nahiri. That does not do it. Well, actually, wait. What happens if we Nahiri minus on the thing? No, that's not enough. We're getting close to a Tarka. If we had an untapped red source, we could do it. Let's see. Abrade the GTA, and they still hit us for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exile this. They equip the GTA here. Hit us for 12 again. Okay, I think our only out is to chump block with Stirring Wildwood. And then play Raging Ravine. And then next turn, oh, we still don't have enough. Oh, no, we would. Because we lose one land, but then we can play another land, have 6 mana, Nahiri minus on the Student of Warfare, and kill the GTA. That's our only out. We're going to be going to... Oh, no! We actually can't do that even. Because the Tide Taker makes the Stirring Wildwood activation cost 1 more. There's no way they don't see this line, right? It's like a pretty easy just re-equip, swing. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to concede here so that to conceal information. This should be a good matchup, though. I think, yeah, we were very, very close. We had multiple outs to win. If we had drawn a fetch land, we could have won. If we had drawn an untapped white source for the turn 1 Mother of Runes, we win easily. Mother of Runes was the only reason this was even close to a game. So yeah, I think this should be a good matchup, even though we did take the L in that one. So, similar to last match, we're going to cut the Rabble Master. They didn't see the Rabble Master here, but we'll cut it. Bring in the Pyroclasm. And do we want to bring in the Elish Norn? I like it better here because they're not going to have counter magic. It is expensive. I think I'm just going to run it like this. We're leaving in the Devoted Druid Pyroclasm combo because we're beasts. Oh, actually, maybe Slime Ball is worth it. Okay, sure. I'll make this change again. I do like Acidic Slime against their GTA and against their Karakas. We're on the play. Great hand. We'll keep this. Opponent's on a mold of 5. So this should be a pretty easy win. Then it'll be about game 2. The real question is, are we able to win this game without playing the Pyroclasm? I'm virtually certain that we can win if we do Pyroclasm. But I would prefer to not reveal that information. Grab Taiga, play Pilgrim and pass. A little bit of lag. Swords of Plowshares. Okay. Stirring Wildwood is a good draw there. That gives us double white. Also, if the opponent's trying to be interactive when they're on a mold of 5 on the draw, that's not a good play. They play Porcelain Legionnaire. Okay, we could just Pyroclasm that away. Actually, I'm going to do that. I know I just said I wanted to win without playing the Pyroclasm, but that's, like, pretty good against all our Planeswalkers. And this really means that, like, now we can play Garruk and fight their next play, hopefully, and have it not die. Okay, yeah, perfect. Student of Warfare, level it up once, and then pass. Alright, this will probably draw the concession. They need to play a flyer here, but then we still have oust. Okay, yeah, this is not looking too good for our opponent. We'll make a 1-1, play land, play Gideon, make a 2-2, and pass. Their only out is to go land, Elspeth, Knight Errant, give +3/3 in flying, and then kill one of these. But even then, we're just so massively ahead. We can grab Omnath. We can play Elspeth if we draw land. All right, well, not that land. But yeah, pretty easy game 2. So we lose a really, really close game 1 with a lot of interesting decisions and every life point mattering. And then we just steamroll them game 2. Hopefully game 3 is as close as the first one, but with the result of the second one. Do we want to make any more changes? We could bring in Smoldering Egg as a... No, actually, Devoted Druid's got to be better than Smoldering Egg. But if we bring in Devoted Druid, what are we cutting? Renin 7 does make a blocker with Reach. Here he can kill an attacker. Fractured Identity just busted. Hydroid Krasis gains life. All of the cards here serve a purpose. Acidic Slime could be the cut, but GTA was pretty strong there. We definitely should be playing Devoted Druid, though, especially on the draw. I think I will just cut Renin 7. It's good, but we haven't seen that many flyers from this opponent, and it being 5 men and then coming down and going to 2 loyal, like if they just kill the blocker or kill the Tree Folk, then it's pretty awkward. Ooh, very, very good hand. Renin 6 doesn't have any lands to get back, but Renin 6 minus can be strong. Just hope they don't have Mother of Runes. Okay, Kythian. We can kill that with our Renin 6. Oh, man, this is perfect. So, let's go Razorverge Thicket, Birds of Paradise. And then even if they kill the Birds of Paradise, we can play Renin 6 next turn. Yeah, that Windsmoke Teeth was a very strong draw. We can grab Taiga. We are having a bit of lag. Hopefully that is resolved soon. Come on, computer. All we're trying to do is play Razorverge Thicket. That's not that hard of a request. Alright. Then we'll play the birds and pass turn. And I honestly want them to spend their turn killing this. Like, best case scenario is they go, like, Swords to Plowshares, and then, like, no land, I guess. Kythian, okay. Leonin Relic Warder. That means that if we want to kill the Kythian, we're either going to lose our Renin 6, or we're going to have to chump block with the birds. We could also plus, but then they could still kill it. Yeah, let's just kill the Kythian. And then probably I'm just going to let Renin 6 die. We don't really need it for mana fixing because we have... Actually, wait. We can play Gilded Goose and then chump block. That's probably worth it. Gilded Goose is much less impressive as a mana dude, and this means that we can still play Garruk Relentless next turn. Yeah, I think it's worth it to chump here. Big turn. They need... Okay, they do have the Mutavault. And they play Sword. Okay. So we can go... Bring back the Windswept Heath. Crack it. If they draw land, they could animate Mutavault and then equip the sword and attack. But that's a sort of weak play. I don't think we need double red here, so I can just grab a basic. The Sword of Body Mind is a bit of an issue, but we did bring in an extra answer to it. So we have a Braid, Big Teferi, Fractured Identity, Acidic Slime. That should be enough. So do we want Plains or Forest? I guess I'll get Plains, because we could want to go like double white spell plus Oust. Garruk Relentless, fight the Leonin Relic Warder and pass. And then if they don't have land, they're in terrible shape. I guess they could just go Animate Mutavault to kill Garruk. But then we get to untap with Ren and be in really good shape. So far, I would say Ren and 6 has probably been better than Little Teferi would have been. No land, it looks like, so they're just killing the Garruk. But then they're not getting ahead on board at all. We get to keep developing our mana. Swords the birds. Okay, that's fine. Nahiri is okay. So let's bring back this. And then play Nahiri and plus to discard. Probably just Temple Garden. We'll grab the Forest here. And play Nahiri. Unfortunately, Nahiri cannot minus on Mutavault or Sword of Body Mind, but that's fine. We will plus, and yeah, just keep on turning through our deck. We don't have that much going on in our hand, but we have 2 Planeswalkers on the board, and they only have 3 lands. So I think I like our position. We do need to draw into something, but we're drawing multiple cards a turn, and we have a lot of live hits in our deck. Bye-bye Temple Garden. Hello Island. Another bad draw, but we can discard the Island next turn. Or actually, we'll probably just discard Hallowed Fountain next turn. Animate Mutavault. Play Giver of Runes and then attack Ren. I don't even know what they're supposed to attack here. Okay, Nahiri, sure. Eternal Witness can bring back Garruk. So yeah, I think we just go Eternal Witness, Oust, Hallowed Fountain. Start with plussing this. Discard Island. Then we'll Eternal Witness to bring back Garruk Relentless. Oust their Giver of Runes. Get the Hallowed Fountain into play tapped and then pass turn. And now we have a creature on board and we have all this stuff going. Bring back another land. I guess just Island. Since this can be an untapped, painless source, whereas the other would require us to shock. And now we're just in a phenomenal position. They're still just so far behind on mana. We've gotten so much value out of this Ren and 6. We can't play Dragon Lord of Tarka this turn, but we can play it next turn. It's not even good on the board, funnily enough, but I mean, it is still an 8/8 with Flying and Trample, so I guess it is good on the board. This Ren and 6 has single-handedly given us perfect mana and discard fodder for the Nahiri. Okay, they play Recruiter of the Guard, so they're shuffling away the Giver of Runes on top. Recruiter of the Guard is decent, but we can just fight it with Garruk. What do they have? I guess they go for, like, Skyclave Apparition. That could maybe do it. I don't think Palace Jailer would. I mean, actually, I think there's nothing in their deck that would. But the scariest card probably would be Skyclave Apparition. Monastery Mentor. Okay. Gideon was a good draw. Let's start by plussing and discarding Island. Another land, alright. We'll just bring back that island. Play Garrick to kill the Recruiter of the Guard, and then just play Wood of Foothills and fetch a tap Sacred Foundry. Actually, I'll just crack this food token, I guess. Yeah, there's no need to fetch here. So, 3 damage here. We're still leaving the Eternal Witness back to block. Now we have 3 active Planeswalkers. Next turn we can play the 4th. And the Tarka can clean up Mentor. Like, I guess their hope is to go like land, Mentor, like Path to Exile or something. And then we just can kill their whole board with Dragonlord Atarka. So far, we basically just played like Naya Super Friends, and that's maybe the best possible deck against Mono White. Just like some cheap removal, a lot of cheap Planeswalkers that can give very relevant value every turn. All right, sweet, we got the trophy. This deck was sweet. It may be difficult for my computer to pull up the deck list. Ooh, that was really good. Good job, computer. Well, one more hurdle. Can we make it here? Come on, computer. Let's go. I'm trying to... All right. This deck was very, very strong. I think we got a little bit fortunate to play against a couple of small creature decks. We had a lot of Planeswalkers that lined up really well against that sort of thing. If we faced a really heavy counterspell deck, that could have been a little tough, but maybe not even really. Like, we had so many threats that are must answer, including as fast as turn 2. Like, turn 2 Rabble Master or turn 2 Ren and 6 is really, really hard for control decks to beat if the counter magic is their main form of interaction. Pretty nice to get our trophy there. Okay, this is actually lagging too much, so I'm not going to pull up the deck list here, but you can go back to the deck list and see it if you want to. It was really sweet. Dragonlord Atarka was very strong. All the Planeswalkers were really strong, including Ren and 6. I think I'm happy that we took Ren over the Teferi. Omnath was good. Yeah, really, I mean, when you get a trophy, this is not uncommon, but a lot of cards performed very well, and it was just a sweet league all around. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.